Water for Children, Part 1. You can see from the heading of this video that today we're talking about water for children. First of all, I would like to give you a little introduction why this happened at all. 1 year and a half ago, I happened to travel to Savannah, which is by the matter of fact a desert with a little bit of non-green plants, basically all sorts of thorn bushes. And in this area, there are ancient tribes of Maasai. They're basically the herdsmen and a little bit hunters. Why just a little bit? Because hunting animals in many areas of Tanzania is prohibited. There are only a very few species of antelopes and deers which can be hunted. The rest is illegal. Anyway, they don't experience much troubles with food. That's why all of them are very tall actually. However, they have very big problem with water. There are multiple droughts in this area which may last like forever. People have to drink sometimes once per 24 hours, and generally it's about 200 or 300 millimeters per day. People, women most actually, may walk up to 5 or sometimes even 10 kilometers per day, just to bring the water from the only one source of that in their area. And I'm not even speaking about the quality of that water. What we would call just a dirty puddle, they would consider the blessing of the heavens. I don't know, I bet that many of you, if you ever get the chance to see that kind of water, which they drink, wouldn't even dare to wash your hands with it, because you never know how much saprings you will have to go through after contacting that. And you won't believe it, but they still drink it because there are no other options. Usually, how does it look in the beginning of the day, or sometime afternoon? Women go for their long walk to the water source, and then, only in the evening before going to sleep, the whole village might drink after the working day. Moreover, biggest part of water goes actually for cattle, like goats or cows, because these people depend on them, and therefore the well-being of the cows is sometimes even more important than their own well-being. I saw many times the situation when little kids were running on the road in front of the car, waving to me. I thought in the beginning that they would ask for money, as many other kids do in Zanzibar, for example. But not these kids. They were in need of only one type of treat – water. Maasai children don't speak Swahili very well, but with the gestures and broken Swahili words meaning water, they were able to explain what they're after. The funny thing and the sad thing at the same time was that when they got water, their reaction was like, wow! As if they were given a Christmas gift. So I decided to investigate this situation, because whenever I travel to the mining area in this area, I still inevitably encounter Maasai tribes and villages. And I found that it's unfortunately a very bitter truth of life there. Quite often they drink from the lakes where the water contains different microorganisms, which make the water look pink. If you remember such a bird as flamingo, you can imagine the color. Flamingo are also initially white, but when they feed from the lake with that kind of little things in it, they also become pink. Maasai are not very much well-educated people, as you can guess, so they just drink this water without any attempts to disinfect it. The problem is, when you drink lots of that kind of water, and you gain the amount of this microorganism in your own body, eventually you become blind. Approximately it happens by the age of 40. So, watching this sad picture, I remembering myself when I was a kid, what I have been dreaming about. A toy car, candy, maybe a constructor or something like that. And that is very much not right, that kids have to have no wish, but the wish for water. So I decided to help them somehow. I know that I can't solve the whole global problem, but found myself being able to help at least one or a couple of villages. and I made decision to drill a well. But please, don't think that I was doing it just for this reason. People who know me for quite a long time, they're also aware that I have been consulted with a Thai shaman for the last years, and I believe myself to be an atheist, but I still listen respectfully and follow his advice, because he's a very wise man. And long time ago he told me that if I share with people, then my business will grow. I tested the theory and actually it never let me down. As soon as I make something good for someone else, my business just rockets and income increases a lot. So besides helping children, I believe this good deed shall help myself as well. However, in this case I would do it anyway, because I like helping people, especially children. I believe that no one shall experience and go through what they're dealing with. And just to prevent angry and provocative comments from my countrymen, like, why do you help some African children and don't help children in your own country? I would answer shortly that I have been doing charity in many countries for many years so far. I always donate to the funds those support poor families or refugees in Thailand and Cambodia. Also, I'm participating in several charity funds, like in South Madagascar, in Russia, in Europe, and many others. But that doesn't give me that much satisfaction, because all you need to do just push the button and a certain amount of money just goes to the fund directly. I like much more when there is a live interaction. Another reason why I decide to spend a significant amount of money on the well for African kids is because I have earned quite a decent amount selling tanzanite from Maasai region. So I feel like it's fair enough to contribute to the country which is providing profit for you. And finally, for me, it actually doesn't matter if it's an African, Tanzanian, Kenyan kid, or if it's a Russian kid, or Thai kid, or Chinese kid. Aid is aid. I travel a lot, so whenever I look at the world from the airplane window, I can see no boundaries. I see only our planet Earth with forests and mountains and valleys and rivers and oceans. I see no separations, no boundaries from there. Moreover, if we think all our ancestors came out from one place and traveled around the whole big world of ours, so why do we have to care actually where we personally come from? For me, thinking that I should help only people from my own country is an absolutely absurd idea. And I'm explaining all of this right now just because I know that there will be the questions like that, and I don't want to spend time answering on them in the comments. I'd rather tell everything at once now. There is another category of people who would definitely leave the questions under the video like, why their own government doesn't take care of Maasai? Or why do they give birth so many children who they can't provide with the necessities? Well, that question definitely is not to me. Honestly, that kind of questions always amuse me. If you jump on an airplane and go and fly around this south part of Madagascar, where they're experiencing problems with the famine, and start shouting at them, asking to stop giving birth to children, and trying to persuade them that it was unreasonable to multiply, while their living circumstances are so awful, it will not help them at all. It will not stop people from dying and children from starving. Also, I have got quite lots of messages with requests to describe the procedure in all details, like how much does it cost, where to go, what to buy, how to arrange everything. So it will be a very detailed video actually, because I see that many of you are inspired with this idea and they would like to do exactly the same for some other villages maybe. So this will be kind of a report and an instruction 2 in 1. Stay with us to learn what happened next.